You're up.
Waiting on the music.
Oh, who's playing?
I couldn't hear it.
Oh, it stopped. Can you hear it now?
Yeah. There we go. Little groove going on. Welcome to Unforgivables, the podcast where scars tell stories, lessons cut deep, and some things can't ever be taken back. I'm the Round Mound of Sound. And you are.
I am Captain Kirk.
Breeze.
I can't hear you guys.
Say, I'm Mama D.
Hi.
That's Mama D.
That's
I can't hear you guys. I'm sorry.
We're going all in. No filter, no faking. Just the raw, the real, and the unforgivable. Let's get started. Welcome in, everybody.
Woohoo!
Man.
What is this?
Another
our third
week.
one?
Yeah, number 3.
Wow.
We still suck.
There's only one way to go.
Music was too loud.
Who said the music was too loud?
Tina. Hello, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Welcome in.
I don't have
So,
that.
Who called this meeting?
I'm looking for that. Where's the chat?
Hi, Teal.
Okay. It's
Teal is
Teals.
here?
Okay.
Jay
Jay
Dizzy.
Dizzle.
There we go. That's my sister.
In the house.
What's up, sis?
Hey, Joe D. Studio chat. That's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But I only have.
You just have the whisper.
I can't see anybody.
No. But I can.
You hear him. Can you hear me?
Can I hear him?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
I've fallen. I can't get up.
Can y'all hear me? Jay Dizzle, there it is. Can you hear us now?
Teals.
Oh, that's the Tina that's been in there the whole time.
Yeah.
Patient. Very, very patient. Thank you.
We can hear you. Can you guys hear us in the audience? Teal said she hears us. Mama D, can you hear us yet?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Awesome.
You can't hear me.
So can the audience see us? I can hear you, but you can't hear me. That's right.
If you're in the audience and you can hear us, raise your hand.
Right.
Right hand or left hand? Or does it matter?
I can see you. I can see you.
Hand raised.
I see audience people. Well, main girl, unfortunately, is taking care of some family things, so she won't be joining us today. However, if she gets a chance, she might pop in. So we have our first more than one person live audience on our third episode of the Unforgivables podcast. Welcome in, everybody. Kirk, why don't you give us a little talk about what we're going to talk about today?
Well, I thought that we could talk about music throughout the decades. I know music for me has been very impactful in my life, and I thought that would be really cool if we could, talk about it, how it has changed throughout the decades, and along with that, I think the fashions and everything that has come with it. So, yeah. And I've appreciated all types of music, everything from opera. Well, I don't know about grunge rock. I think that's about my exception right there.
You're not a Nirvana fan, huh?
Oh, I like Nirvana.
That's grunge rock.
It's more grunge.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I do then.
I
You
I
probably
tend to
don't
like
like
most music
gun
as long as I
metal.
can understand the words.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once they start to scream and yell beyond that, it doesn't become pleasant anymore.
Yeah. I remember a commercial, man, I don't know how long ago it was. It could have been 15 years, and I don't remember the whole basis of the commercial, but it had this Teals. She said, I want to tap so bad. Um, the it showcased a bunch of different people, like 4 different people, and they were interacting with the music. And this one lady, one young woman, was getting ready for a dinner date that she was obviously having at her house, and she, I'm pretty sure it was a cassette. That the camera showed she's looking at this cassette and it says love songs, and she put it in the player and it was like "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And the dude comes in and he's like and I'm like no. But hey, music speaks to us in different ways.
Absolutely.
What
Yeah.
about you, Mama D? What do you got to say about music in general before we get started on the talk?
I'm just one that likes all kinds except for the streaming stuff.
Right on.
The 80s were totally different.
Totally 80s.
Yes.
Breeze, Am Jams.
And James.
Oh well, I, music changes it can change politics. It can change art. It can change fashion. It change people's. It's just another way I know find out for myself. It's just a way to communicate.
I agree.
So I think that's what music means. It's an art form that has so many different ways of influencing society.
A long time ago, I heard somebody say something that really resonated with me. It said, math is the universal language of the brain. Music is the universal language of the heart.
Hmm.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fine.
Uh, there are some songs that I can listen to, and there's some songs that are so deep that I can't listen to.
Yeah.
But it's what it speaks to me is what really gets me. The lyrics behind it. It doesn't even have to have the best, melody or beat or whatever. It's the words and the meaning and the passion that's behind those words. That's one thing that really stirs me.
So give me an example of one of those songs. The one,
That
what's the song that hit you the
oh,
most when you heard it?
uh, oof.
I'll go first if you want me to.
Yeah, give me time to a chance to
So
think.
mine was Conway Twitty's "That's My Job."
Hmm.
And it took a
Interesting.
long time for me to be able to listen to that song.
Hmm.
And chat, you guys can ring in on this too. What was the song that really set you back the most the very first time you heard it?
Okay.
Or can you move to the right?
Oh,
You're almost off the screen here.
there we go. Sorry.
I had to do it too.
I don't know.
Our
I,
We're all a
producer
little off.
Tina is helping
I,
us.
I lean to the right. What can I say?
Oh, bullshit.
That's what he said.
Oh, wow.
God.
Here we go. That's why Mama D is going to be real good here.
60% of sourdough.
Breeze, you got one?
A song?
Yeah,
Well,
what song do you remember just being smacked with the first time you heard it?
no,
Good or bad?
at the Bob Marley concert, the Positive Vibration. Yeah, and when that bass just pounded you on the chest, and you couldn't help but just jump up and down. Everybody else was jumping up and down. It's like,
Mm,
it's like you're at church.
like a rhythm of the crowd.
Yeah. My most impactful song is going to probably be one that I've heard more recent than as opposed to when I was younger. And it's going to be Matt McClure. The song is named Ashore. Uh, and it is extremely, extremely powerful, and it has a lot of significance and meaning to me in my life. Yeah, we've talked about it before.
Yeah, because I had a hard time finding those guys. So what's the name of their
It's
family
it's
band?
it's just a single guy. Matt McClure.
He didn't have brothers that he recorded with earlier.
He may have, but I know right now he's out on his own single.
It's weird. I
Yeah,
remember. I didn't think it was you. You started talking about that. The name rang a bell with me.
yeah.
Um, I don't know.
He was well, he still is. He actually drives a bus for a band that tours. And then he just started to make his own music and started coming on to. I've seen him first on, I think it was YouTube was the first time I seen him on there, and this song was so powerful it brought me to tears.
Hmm.
That is something that is powerful when it can do something like that, when it can stir an emotion that deep. It's I don't know, it's amazing, and he has a lot of awesome songs that I gravitate to because I can relate to them. And
Um,
that's what that's what draws me to music is being able to relate to it and being able
Mhm.
to you know uh, put a piece of me into it.
I know.
Yeah.
Mama D.
I have one right now, and it's um, Ellsworth, Kansas by Rascal Flatts. I every time I hear it, it makes me cry because it's about a lady with Alzheimer's, and that's what my dad passed away from. So everything about the song, sorry.
And the fact that we live an hour and 15 minutes away from Ellsworth, Kansas. So it's kind of, it hit home.
It's okay.
Any comments from the chat that I haven't seen?
They want to
I
know
don't
if
see
we
any.
can fuzz out Breeze more.
Oh, well, we can probably.
Oh,
Well, let's get started with
there's.
the actual.
And Seals.
The,
That's just buffering now, I think.
It's probably the fog of cloudy
Substances in the air.
residue.
You got the first part right.
Right.
Resin do.
So today's main talk is obviously going to be about music, and it's the subject is titled "From Poodle Skirts to Power Suits." Welcome back, welcome in to the Unforgettables podcast, everybody. We're gonna take a time machine back through four iconic decades of music: the '50s, the '60s, the '70s, and the '80s. We're taking culture, politics, music, fashion, and the questions that still make us think today. So grab your milkshake, your bell bottoms, your disco ball, or your power suit, depending on your decade of choice, and let's dive in. We're going to start with Breeze, talk about the 1950s, post war boom, and the age of conformity. It was a time of Elvis Presley, TV dinners, and everyone moving to the suburbs. But under that shiny image of the American dream, there was also tension: the Cold War, civil rights struggles, and fear of nuclear war. So let's ask some questions here and see what we can find out. And of course, any of us can answer any questions. Obviously, none of us lived the 50s except for Breeze. But you know, we might have been struck by some music in any of these decades. So, how did the invention of television reshape family life and entertainment?
well, it brought. It used to be everybody listening to the radio, and you can actually see someone that like you used to hear. It was something completely. It was just like going to the movies,
Right, but it was in your house.
but you didn't. Yeah, it was in your house, and everybody. It was an event when the TV first came out. It was an event.
So, what
Yeah,
was
and
something that the TV did to change your perception of music?
well, I guess that's where the in the 50s. That's Sid Caesar, Show of Shows. all these variety shows, there was the chance that's Ed Sullivan brought Elvis. But like I was saying to Kirk before, that in that era, they would rather know that they liked Elvis because he sounded black, but he was white, and they wouldn't have a black artist. If they would, they'd even get an actress to put in their place.
I'm glad that you brought Elvis up because one of the questions in here is would rock and roll have exploded the way that it did if the parents hadn't resisted it so strongly? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a rebellious time. I guess Happy Days kind of shows the kind of life that was going on in the 50s. Um, it, television, music, it shaped the whole, it was like James Dean. He was the rebel, and I guess towards the end of the 50s, just started a whole new generation of musicians like from Motown that exploded. And, rock and roll was starting in Europe. And, it's the late 50s moved into the 60s.
I always thought it was kind of funny that everybody downed Elvis for doing the leg shake thing when Ed Sullivan was always up there doing his arm shaking. Like you
Well,
kind of
different part of the body.
sure enough. I know for me, I wasn't into rock and roll when I was growing up. It I liked all kinds of music. I wasn't the kind of kid that rebelled or anything like that, but I definitely remember the movie Footloose, and I
Awesome.
think that's a pretty good example of youth rebellion, at least in my generation. Woodstock, yeah,
Yeah.
screaming Elvis fans, and then when the Beatles came over,
Oh
it was
boy.
just as
Yeah, mine's Hard Day's Night. I can watch that over and over. It's such people that didn't grow up and it just doesn't mean, I've watched it with, they go, I remember when this happened. Yeah.
Right.
So, Breeze, I know that you were born in a later part of the 50s, but I'm still going to ask this question. Imagine everyone, if you will, living under constant nuclear threat. How would that change the way you live today if you lived back then? I mean, we had the Cold War too, but it
Yeah.
wasn't as hot as it was back in the late 50s, early 60s. So, do you think it would be different? I don't know.
Different now than,
Well, I mean, for those of us who didn't grow up in that time, when I mean, we were all when I was growing up, we were they they made cartoons about
Right.
Reagan
yeah,
pushing the button, and
yeah,
the football and all of that. It was all
yeah,
part of our lives, and you know it. But even in the '80s and in the Cold War era that I grew up, it's not it's not the same, that it was back when it first started, right after the World War II ended. So
well, the information is a lot faster.
yeah,
We would depend on newspapers, and you probably wouldn't know about something till the next day.
yeah.
You know, um,
So
unless you were lucky to get it on the radio or something.
I can't remember the guy's name, the DJ from Cleveland, Alan something.
Oh, yeah,
He coined the phrase rock and roll.
yeah.
Of course, that was in the 50s.
Friedman or
Alan Freed. That's it.
Alan Freed. Yeah,
Alan Freed.
yeah.
Uh, And the big ones back in the 50s were Elvis, Chuck Berry, Little Richard. They were the ones that kind of started breaking barriers. You had the good guys like Buddy Holly and Big Bopper and all the doo-wop singers and whatnot. But when Elvis and Chuck and Little Richard came around, they started shocking parents everywhere. And rock and roll became the language of youth rebellion. So, was rock and roll more than music? Was it the first real youth movement? Could not have imagined how that would have affected me thinking about having to go to a bomb shelter. But I missed the main part of that. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Not knowing if the world would be forever changed if something happened. Yeah. Or if you were going to be able to come out of that bomb shelter.
Well, I mean, I was in pre-kindergarten when JFK was shot. I'll never forget it. Because the teacher came in, she was crying, and it's
I
like
think
the world grew up.
Abruptly, very abruptly.
Yeah. I mean, our innocence was gone.
Yeah.
But I remember being mad that, they wouldn't show cartoons on TV, but that, I was 4 or 5 years old. 5 years old.
How did we kind of talked about this
I
a
was
little
7.
bit ago? How did racial integration in music help shape the civil rights conversation?
Kirk?
I think it was being that it was a era of rebellion and stuff like that. That it shaped a lot of the youth that had that were coming through, and just to uh, you know what? Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
How did racial integration in music help shape the civil rights conversation?
It united everybody. Everybody had that common bond. The youth had that common bond, and at that point, race, color, creed didn't matter anymore because they had that one thing that they had in common, and that was that music. And I think it changed a lot because people were starting to go, if you want to call it colorblind, they were realizing that we weren't different. The only thing that was different about us was our skin color, and that didn't matter really. So I think it had a big impact by uniting the youth of today, of then
Oh
actually.
wow, that's
Bunch of
pretty.
That's been
kids.
some.
That's a pretty potent memory there, isn't it, Phoenix? Man, well, that's a good point to move into the '60s. I think
Yeah.
Breeze is
the
taking a
'60s were the
breath.
time of what?
Breeze is taking a breath.
I got to go back. I got to live it again. Oh, no.
Well, it is
It
what it
was
is, I guess.
it was like another decade.
Well, it was a decade of revolution and rebellion. I mean, the
Yeah.
'60s were wild. Protests, Woodstock, the moon landing, civil rights movement. It was a decade where young people decided they weren't going to sit quietly anymore. So the music, Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles, wasn't just entertainment. It was the movement itself. And as somebody who did not experience any of the '60s and doesn't remember much of the '70s, going back to your comment about color not being a thing and uniting people, I mean, how iconic is it that a black guy from Seattle, Washington played one of the most memorable renditions of the Star Spangled Banner?
Yeah.
It still gets me.
At 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. How many people were there?
I don't know. It was near Kirk.
Yeah, like an hour down the road, wasn't it?
I know I was at a concert like that. Yeah, and it was just amazing how many people could get into one place. And just have a good time.
Yeah, I think it really brought people together, gave them that sense of unity, and I think music is just a universal language because it speaks to
Yeah.
so many people on different planes.
So, would you say that the counterculture was a true revolution, or was it just youthful rebellion?
I think it was a true revolution. I think they were, sick and tired of what they were seeing happening, and they wanted to make a change. And I think that music had a big influence on the changes that happened. Woodstock. I mean, that was amazing. The second Woodstock was amazing too.
Mm.
It's uh, and now the first Woodstock is I don't live that far from it, about an hour and a half. It's actually called Bethel Woods, and they still have concerts there. And
Hmm.
it's amazing that they preserve that iconic landmark there, and people can go there and still listen to music. That is just I don't know it. When I went there, it was like a flashback into time that there was actually. Jimi Hendrix was there, Bob Dylan was there, all of these big time people were there, and it just I don't know. It gives me that nostalgic feeling, I guess, about what a place can really mean to us when we're integrating it with music.
I think it was an anchor point in history.
Absolutely, big one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
mean, you had the war. That was a big part of it. It was to show that we can get together being peaceful. We can still protest, but we can still celebrate music
Right,
together, and you know, not we all can get along with this many people.
That
right.
brings me to my next question. Did music in the 60s have more power to change the world than politics did?
Ooh, I think
Well,
so.
that's where John Lennon got in trouble, but he was just making a point. He said, "Right now, we're more famous than Jesus Christ." Yeah, and
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, he was reaching people that probably couldn't speak the language. That's one of the most amazing things I saw when I was in Argentina. That when ACDC played there, um, none of them could speak English, but they could mouth every word of that song.
Right.
yeah, it strikes you.
Yeah.
How might the civil rights movement look different if social media had existed back then?
Duh.
Oh boy. I would say a lot of misinformation.
Yeah.
Right on that. Mama D, do you want to ring in on that one?
What was the question?
How
Or
would
what
how might the civil rights movement have looked if social media had existed in the 60s?
oh boy. It would have looked totally different.
Do you think that the sheer amount of cohesion that they were able to come up with without it would have been positively or negatively affected by social media? I mean, the the
It could have been both. It depends on what you believed.
so I mean, let's talk about the Haight Ashbury sit-in.
Hang on.
Girls.
Go ahead.
So Haight Ashbury, which was the main corner in San Francisco where the hippies were known to be, they got a whole bunch of people to show up and protest things, and same thing with inviting everybody that got the invite, got the memo to come to Woodstock. Would all of these things have gone off if it had been such a quick, hey, oh hey, we're gonna go do this. Why don't you come along? Clear across the country. Would social media have done justice or injustice?
Well, it may have
Might
gotten more of a response.
yeah might have been faster.
Yeah.
But it's amazing Woodstock happened about in 3 weeks. So
Well,
Yeah.
what about looking at from the angle that what if faster would have detracted from everybody getting together? I mean, that was a commitment.
It was a big commitment, and it was done quickly too.
Yeah.
yeah,
So if
Really
you're sitting
quickly.
in California and some guy in New York is going, "Hey, I'm putting together a concert. It's going to be in 3 weeks," and you now have 3 weeks to plan. Is something going to get in the way in that 3 weeks, and you're going to say, "Ah, well, I'm not going to go," or is it going to help? Because back then, hey, we're having a concert in New York in 3 weeks. You better get your ass on the road right now. Forget about whatever you got committed. You want to be here, you got to start.
Yeah. I definitely
actually,
think
it might be easier now, or easier then than it is now because of lawyers.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good point. Man, I'm digging this conversation. So,
I'm sorry, Kirk.
no, that's fine. You're
Uh,
good.
I think I'm gonna move us on along into. Hang on a second. It's a subsection of the '60s. Music as a revolution. The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, and Jimi Hendrix redefined what music could mean. Some songs became protest anthems and calls for peace, equality, and change. So the questions are: did the music of the '60s do more to change culture than the politics did of the time? And was Woodstock just a concert, or was it a turning point in generational identity? That's deep.
Yeah.
Probably yes to both.
I
Uh,
think so.
yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
There
Uh,
was a
Yeah.
there was an episode of MASH where um, some of the enlisted people that were not
Yes, Teal, you're right. Teal said Woodstock was a turning point.
absolutely. I agree with that.
yep.
Um, there's an episode of MASH where some enlisted people who were not major credited actors on the show were tasked with repainting an ambulance, and they had to repaint it from olive drab to camouflage. And while they were working on it, some hippies came in, and I may be off on a little bit of the details here, but these hippies come walking down the road, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, we got to paint this thing, and blah blah this and that." "Well, we can help you." "How are you going to help us? You're not in the army. You can't, you can't do the camo thing. And they're like, "Well, let us try. Well, you do one side, and we'll do the other." And that's the way it ended up. So it never showed the hippies on their paint job until the very end. It showed the army guys doing their thing, and they got the pattern for the black and the brown and the green and all that just right. And it's in this grove of trees and supposed to be camouflaged. And they get done, they put their paint paintbrushes down, they walk around. The hippies are just getting done, and it looks like something from the Rainbow School Bus. And they're like, "What are you doing? You can't. That's not camouflage." And they look at them and they say, "Well, anybody gonna walk by here and think this is an army truck?"
Yeah.
That's called hiding in plain sight.
That's right. So yeah, I think music definitely did more to change it than politics. Politics
Oh,
probably tried to keep it from changing.
Oh,
oh yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's move into the '70s. Disco, disillusionment, and discovery. The '70s gave us disco balls, which can't see because the light's not on, but I got one up there. Watergate, gas shortages, and the very first video games. It was a strange mix. Oh, I was gonna dance. It was a strange mix of fun and frustration. So, exactly on one hand, people were partying to Saturday Night Fever. On the other, they didn't trust politicians after Watergate. So here are some big questions. Did the 70s prove that people needed fun, disco, and clubs to escape the political messiness of the time? Hmm. I don't know whether they
Can you repeat that question again?
did the 70s prove that people needed fun, disco, and clubs to escape the political messiness of the time?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
They
think
needed it?
so.
Especially the mid 70s. That's about when I graduated high school. And they were trying to forget Vietnam. And the sad thing was all the soldiers were treated like crap when they came back.
Yeah.
And I have to admit that I was one of them. Yeah.
I couldn't just.
Yeah. I mean, no, I didn't. It was just a thing that you directed your anger at the wrong people
I
because
started.
that's what they were telling us.
Oh,
Where'd he go?
I just
There
had
we
to turn it off for a second.
okay.
How did Watergate permanently change how Americans view leaders?
I think it started
Trust.
putting questions. Yeah, absolutely. Questions into people's minds and starting to question, what was happening around them too.
So,
Yeah.
regarding those questions, can you think of a song that stands out in your mind that basically was telling people, hey, open up your eyes and start asking questions?
Something's happening here, but it
Good one.
isn't exactly clear. There's a man over there. I don't know what they are. Telling me I best beware. Better stop now. What's that sound? And now they're playing it again.
Yeah. Kirk, what do you got?
Boy, can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. Sorry.
Oops.
Uh,
Mama D, you got one?
Mm, No, just the same one that Breeze has.
Anybody in the chat got one? Mine would be Fortunate Son.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, it was about the war.
It was about, yeah, you're going to make us go, but you ain't
Yeah.
making everybody go. And we see
Right.
that.
Yeah.
yeah, I can see
John,
that.
there's a lot
I
of good
mean,
Johns that were asking questions in the area of
Country
music.
Joe and the Fish.
Country
Yeah.
Joe and the Fish.
He had a song at Woodstock. 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for?
That's
Nothing.
right.
I
Yeah.
don't give a damn. We're heading to Vietnam. There's
I don't
5,
remember that
6, 7 up the pearly gates. So we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
one. All right.
That was 60s.
60s. All right. So some of these questions are kind of going off of course with the music, but this one's kind of interesting. Were the first video games just toys or the start of a revolution bigger than the space race? I mean, I can remember going in the 80s. I can remember going to the arcades, and not only did you have the myriad of sounds from the games themselves,
Yeah.
and that was its own music. I mean, it was chaos, but it was still music. But they also had music playing in the speaker, and there has to be something there when our brains are focused on what we're seeing and in our hand-eye coordination and everything, and then all that other music just coming straight in, just kind of sliding in behind and making its mark. I would say that the games were definitely the start of a revolution, and I'd also say that they probably have bitten us all in the ass.
Yeah,
You know?
they
I mean,
have.
screen time.
They've been big time thieves for sure. I know I've been caught in them too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I remember the first one was what was it, Galaga or Galaxy or something like that.
Space Galaxy.
Yes,
Space
uh,
Invaders.
Yeah.
Space
Space
Invaders.
Invaders.
Thank you, thank you. That's how
The
long
first
ago
one
it
was
was.
Pong.
I played that in Hutch.
But I remember the big thing was my brother when he first got a PC. It was a big thing, and he had the game on there, and his big goal for days and days was to get to 1 million so he could see it flip over. That was his goal.
Well, I thought the best Seinfeld episode was when uh, George had to get across the street. He had the highest score on the thing, and he figured he was so good at Frogger that that's how he would dodge all the cars and get across. Some people were obsessed of having the highest score, that their initials were always there.
Yep.
And
Yep.
my initials were never there. I always put ASS.
That was you?
That was me.
Damn.
That was me. That's me.
Mm.
I'm the ass. Don't ask
Mine was
Mom,
LSD.
One more 70s question, and then I think we better roll into the 80s. Well, there are some others.
Yeah,
Here.
just gonna say we're getting down to the 10-minute mark. If you want to play your feature pretty soon.
Well, I was gonna throw down till quarter till. I'm pretty much ready
Okay.
to go. So did disco die because of cultural change or because it scared the shit out of mainstream America?
Cultural.
I'd say
Definitely.
cultural too, because nobody wants to wear a gun bell bottom.
Yeah. That and the platform shoes.
Right. Unless you
I'd kill myself.
yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, there's still parts of disco that I think will never die. I mean, the Bee Gees are immortal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was my mother's go-to band was the Bee Gees.
And
Uh,
go
they
ahead,
could
sorry.
they could do no wrong to her, or every music she loved, all their music.
I think for me there's one disco song that sticks out as far as a big middle finger to the man, and that's Gloria Gaynor's "I Will Survive."
Hmm.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. More
I
about
used to make up words for More Than a Woman that say banana woman. My wife get all pissed off. That's not what it said. That's what it sounds like. Banana woman.
Like
Why?
I remember when we had the gas shortages and waiting in the lines and the odd
Oh,
and
yeah.
even.
Yellow flag, red flag, and
No,
white
ours
flag.
was odd and even numbers on your license plate.
Yeah, but when it had because I think that one was they only had unleaded, and one that's leaded. Leaded would go out real fast.
Yeah, I was alive when that happened, but I don't remember much about it.
Yeah,
My
I remember.
only
Pain in the
comparison
ass,
to that
'cause
was the
I
great.
remember getting up at 4:30 and being in line, and they got out of gas. Like
Yeah.
it got a quarter tank. And it's like,
It,
are you kidding me?
it's like
That's
the
where the
great Cabbage
carpool
Patch
was
Doll
invented.
Wars.
Yeah, the Cabbage Patch. You got it.
Well, let's
Cabbage
roll on into the 80s. The 80s, excess, innovation, and image. Big hair, MTV, Wall Street, greed, and the first personal computers. Culture
Yeah.
was loud, proud, and ready to show off. This was the decade when greed is good became a motto, and when hip hop started rising, and when everyone suddenly wanted a computer at home. So, did the 80s obsession with wealth and materialism permanently shape modern culture? I mean, Madonna said it best, didn't she? She's a material girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did. I mean,
And
everything in
she's a
the
material girl.
yeah, the '80s, it seemed like everything went into that. It seemed like the '60s and '70s were gone, and everything just went right into the '80s, and it changed everything. It changed the perception of a lot of what society is.
It
Yeah.
became synthetic.
Yeah,
Literally, the music became synthesized. That's a really good point.
Mm.
I mean,
Culture did.
MTV,
We had to look our best, so
Max
we got
Headroom.
surgery.
plastic
Max
surgery.
Headroom.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Dun,
TV
dun,
and
dun.
movies definitely started to, at least in America and everywhere else in the world, about putting out that vision that people need to try to live up to. So, was MTV more powerful than radio in shaping music, and did it make music about looks over talent?
I think it steered it more
It
towards looks, but I think there was still that talent that people. I think it was just like an added bonus. Uh, all the new looks and stuff like that to the music.
You could actually see what
it's
the artist looked like, you know? You don't
Right.
have to imagine
yeah.
it.
But
But when it came around, the music business was dying. It was really sales were going down, and when MTV came, it was just another venue and more money generating thing. I mean, it was the thing that if you were a band, you had to make a video instead of a. It's just like you
There was
make
that
a
song,
demo
Video
tape.
Killed the
Oh, you got a
Radio Star.
video. Yeah.
that was the first one they ever played on MTV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the CGI graphics, which wasn't called CGI back then. But
Yeah,
MTV was definitely,
it was definitely cutting edge.
yeah, and it was a force
Yeah.
in society.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Woodstock. They created Live Aid,
Yeah,
which was incredible, and that pretty much was done in 2 or 3 weeks. And to get two different venues to sync, into one concert, it was incredible. Well, even more, they started out in Australia.
I think one thing, disco pretty much all but died, but I've always held the opinion that disco gave birth to rap and hip hop, um, and it was completely different things. But a lot of the disco music that came out was from people of color, and it was
It was just,
their
it
anthem.
was a city music.
Yeah,
It's the urban. It was urban music.
right.
I also think
And
it
then
filled a
when Saturday
void
Night
too.
Live came out, it just propelled it.
Yeah,
I definitely think it filled a void when disco just kind of faded away. That's when that's when rap and hip hop started to really kick in.
yeah. And once it
'Cause-
got
Yeah.
popular, if you remember, there was no rap. The only when I was first watching MTV, the only rappers on there was the Beastie Boys,
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
and then you got groups like Houdini and Run DMC, Sir Mix-a-Lot. They all started coming around, so MTV had to make a whole separate series called MTV or Yo MTV Raps, and
Yeah.
I was into it. I mean, I was bopping right along with Run DMC and It's Tricky and all of that stuff. So my
Brass
I can't
Monkey.
say urban, but I grew up in town, uh, and I was affected by it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we got? Did the '80s mark the beginning of global culture, where fashion, music, and TV spread worldwide faster than ever? Did it happen in the 80s or some other time?
That fashion. That
Fashion, music, and TV spread worldwide faster than any other time. Was the 80s the springboard for those things, or
Yeah, I think because you saw like bands from Australia and New Zealand, and from all over, artists from all over the world that you might have not seen before.
agree with that? Mama D, you got any comments on this stuff?
Well, I was born in '82, so I
don't remember
didn't
much.
know. So
That's
give me the
good.
'90s. I can help you there.
Well, maybe we'll have to do that. We'll just we'll redo this on another episode, and we'll just go forward one decade
Absolutely.
Part
each.
two.
Or two.
Part two.
Sure. I mean, Reese can probably talk about the 40s too, but
The 40s. If I didn't
So-
care.
let's finish all this up. One thing that ties all of these decades together is the music. Music wasn't just a background noise; it defined the culture, inspired the movements, and gave each generation its own soundtrack. Now let's break it down decade by decade in some questions about how music shaped life, identity, and change. Looking back, each decade built on the last, from conformity in the 50s, rebellion in the 60s, disillusionment in the 70s, and image driven ambition in the 80s. So, the question for you, our listeners, and our panel members is which decade would you want to live in and why?
God, the 80s. No question.
I would say in the '80s.
Why is that?
I don't know. They were just good times. That's what I remember. The music, and also I graduated school too, so that's why it was a good decade.
Mama D said the 80s.
Yeah.
Why's that?
Because I'm technology. I'm a technology kid. I couldn't just survive on the radio or, I have to be able to see it. I'm a visual person. So, you could have the vision in your head, but that's not really what it looks like,
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm an old soul. Old soul. I believe I would want to live in the 70s.
That's where I would be.
Yeah, it's just.
They did have some great music in the '70s.
Sure.
Yeah.
And although
Yeah, I
there
mean,
was,
the one thing is, you would go to a concert and the sound was terrible, like in the early 70s.
right.
But when they fixed that, oh, wow.
Yeah, but the good thing about it is you didn't know any difference.
Yeah,
It was bad all around.
yeah.
It's like the difference when coming out with FM radio. AM is all you knew. You're like, whoa,
Yeah.
there's bass.
Yeah.
Didn't sound like a tin can anymore.
Well, I guess that's probably going to bring us to the end of our conversation on music through the generations. If there's anything anybody else wants to add in, I guess my last question is, who's your favorite artist from your favorite decade of music? I'll go first. Mine's John Michael Montgomery from the '90s country.
It's a hard one.
Mine for no other reason, but I had really good memories around it would be Peter Frampton.
Wow.
The Eagles.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I grew up on the classics. Like, ask Jason, like, I quiz him all the time. Who's this? Who's this? He's shocked I didn't even know half of them.
Yeah, she's knocked me on my ass a couple times. Breathe.
Wow.
Oh,
I just love
Field,
so
that
many,
was a-
but the one that that
Neil
influenced me
just
was
said
Bob
Stone
Marley.
Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
It didn't pop up on my screen. There it is.
Yeah, that was a good one, Teals.
I saw Frampton.
Yeah, I did too. You see him now, or well, I don't even know if he's still around.
Yeah, he
Is
had
he?
some hearing damage.
Yeah, he was bald as anything too.
Yeah.
Before
But
he
I
had this,
always remember it was like, if you got this live album, pretty much saw everything. It was exactly, he said the same things, everything. It's like,
yeah,
and I guess that's when we were in high school, and the guy that went to the concert, he said, better than Springsteen? I said, not even close. Close.
Yeah, I think he's
And
overrated.
Springsteen be different every time you'd see him, and he evolved, and he's still playing.
yeah. I think if
Nobody heard that comment.
Mama D's not a Springsteen fan.
Um, that's a decades thing. I mean,
Yeah.
for a while, a lot of us were like, even when Elton John got famous, a lot of people got pissed off because he was like a cult thing. And Billy Joel, same thing. Yes, he's ours. We're not going to share him. Yeah.
if I were to pick another one, I think my second one would be Queen for sure.
Mm. I would pick Bob Seger.
I tell you. Yeah, Bob Seger's.
I don't know who my second one would
I mean, there's so many that
CCR.
crossed. And,
There is a lot. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean,
Would
Bob
you know
Dylan,
one?
he evolved through different generations, different songs. Some didn't like what he did, and some I did.
Well, appreciate everybody contributing to the conversation.
absolutely, it's fun.
Yeah.
So, chat, if you guys have any ideas of future subject material, you know how to get a hold of any of us. Let us know what you think.
Well,
And
maybe
Bree,
next week we can talk about dogs.
dogs.
Dogs. There you go.
We can all have
I
dogs,
think we all have. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
so we can have a dog show
Dog show.
because he'll be right there.
Right on. Well, why don't you load up? That's why you're here, and we'll throw it down for the finality today.
Beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beauty.
Okay.
And I will work on an outro while you're doing that. Dude, got it. Is he frozen?
I don't know. He looks like it.
No.
No, he's moving.
What?
Are you gonna
You
play
can't
it?
hear it?
No,
No.
we can't hear it. You want me to do it?
You
Blank
can't hear it?
video.
No.
I can hear it. See, that's what happened earlier. I couldn't hear anybody.
That's
weird.
weird.
The audience said they can hear it.
Oh, all right.
Now it's
Nope.
It did.
Nope.
You want me to do it?
yeah, gone.
All right.
Fame has a front.
Nope.
It started and then it stopped.
Yeah. He wants to do it.
Yeah, I'll throw it out.
Fame has a front row, but the real story, it's usually backstage. Welcome to That's Why You're Here with the Round Mound of Sound.
Welcome in, folks. Let's find out why you're here. Marty grew up as a kid with a piano in the living room. His father played classical music on that piano, but Marty had a head full of rock and roll, and his fingers itched for the pounding raw energy of Little Richard and the Beatles. Before he could even drive, he was sneaking time on the bench, blending the discipline of classical lessons with the reckless joy of rock. Now, Marty's neighborhood wasn't kind to dreamers. You had to earn respect or you'd get steamrolled. Marty earned it by playing wherever he could. Bars, lounges, any joint with a set of keys and a tipping audience. By his teens, he wasn't just practicing music, he was hustling it, living it, bleeding into it. College? Skip it. Degree? Forget it. For Marty, the music was survival, and survival meant the long grind, night after night, for nickels and dimes just to stay in the game. But that's not why you're here. Marty's first band, founded in 1964, got signed, recorded an album, and went nowhere. Then came a psychedelic, over-the-top organ and drums duo that flopped spectacularly. Critics slammed it, friends walked away, money ran out. Most people would have quit, but Marty, nope. He packed a suitcase and disappeared to LA under a fake name and launched a gig where he had to play everything from Sinatra to Elton John, 6 nights a week for tips and a few claps. It was in that haze of cigarette smoke and spilled drinks that Marty learned something crucial. People don't just want music, they want a story. Every lost face, every struggling waitress, every lonely soul at the bar became a character. And one night, he scribbled down some lyrics about some of the regulars he'd see in the bars and made it into a catchy ditty. It wasn't instant fame, it wasn't even close, and radio stations ignored it at first, but Marty kept showing up night after night, bar after bar, honing his craft, learning how to make a room of strangers listen, laugh, and remember. By the mid-70s, he finally got a proper record deal, and that scribbled ditty became the song most remembered, but it was just the beginning. Marty poured everything he'd seen and felt into every album afterwards. He sang about love, loss, the working class grind, and the messy beauty of ordinary lives. He wasn't playing for awards or fame, he was playing for the truth. All of that grit paid off for Marty. He's had 13 top 10 hits over the years and 3 number ones in 1980, 83, and 89, respectively. But life after success hasn't been all limousines, caviar, and uptown ladies. Marty has battled depression, especially after 9/11, alcoholism, professional breakup after his manager mismanaged and lost millions of Marty's money, and 3 divorces, though 2 of these were relatively amicable. Although he married Lee Hudson, a model for the Ford Model Agency, in March of 1985, Marty never chased trends. He never tried to be something he wasn't, and that stubbornness, it made him a legend. He's sold millions of records, filled arenas, and yet he still walks on the stage every night with the same purpose he had in that smoke-filled LA piano bar. Tell a story, hit a chord, win hearts with the crowd. Marty didn't start the fire, but he damn sure fanned its flames and rode the heat wave of superstardom. You don't need to be a rock historian to recognize Marty. You don't need to know his discography inside and out. You don't even need to know that the man behind the piano didn't just survive the industry, he outlasted it. But if you just learned something new about William Martin Billy Joel, well, that's why you're here. I got to tell you guys, I really enjoyed
Yes. That was awesome.
It was really good. Yeah, I didn't know the whole story, but I
Well,
always
that's why
heard
you're
stuff.
here.
Yeah.
I need to
Well,
record I need to record a video or at least a voiceover, basically saying, "Hey, Paul Harvey and Mike Rowe, appreciate you guys doing what you do because you know, that's what they did." My only thing is I'm going to keep it to musical performers, and that's hard because I'm a history guy. I would love to do it just like those guys did, but
You dig into the history of music.
it's coming.
yeah.
We're obviously going to be doing all genres. It just has to be someone that everybody knows. They just don't know that about them.
Right.
That's why they're here.
Well, not another amazing. Well, he's based in the music industry, but he was a musician. Was Barry Gordy?
Barry Gordy, yeah,
I mean, he changed the culture.
sure. Well, I got to get
He
out
was
of here.
also a great businessman.
We ready to wrap it up?
Yep.
Sounds
I know.
good.
You got some of that outro music for us?
Outro. I don't know. We could play "Crank It Up." Mama
Well, I
B
got a
song.
punchy radio style outro.
Outro.
Yeah,
Hit it.
we got like 6 of those things we made that one day, didn't you? Like intro music. Thing.
All right, guys, I gotta go, or the kids will not leave me alone.
You good?
Bye, guys. We'll see you next
Take
week.
care. All right,
Yeah.
Mama D. Take
All
care.
right.
Stan, what?
what do we have? Well, that's a wrap on Unforgivable for this week. If you're let's hit follow, spread the word, and never forget, stars stay where you stay, but some things are unforgivable. I'm the Round Mound of Sound,
I'm Captain Kirk.
And I'm Breeze.
and we will see y'all next time.
Take care, everybody.
All right. So everybody, thanks for coming.
See ya.
Yeehaw. So it's too loud, man. I can't even see
There
how
you
loud
go.
it is. It's
Mark
so-
it on your dial.
Yep.
It's like a hair.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
All right.
All
Have a
right.
great night, everybody. Take care.
You're lucky, Tina.
Take care, Breeze. Have a good
See
night.
ya.
All right.
Good job.